bleachers over here, so feel free to just kind of sit wherever there's room. All right, I just want to welcome everyone here. This is absolutely incredible. And so Mary really wanted to have the full house here at the community center. Mary, I think it's succeeded. We've got so thank you all for coming. So my name is Steve Thiel. I am chair of the Keystone Board of Directors. And I've had the pleasure of getting to know Mary over the last 8 years as I've served on the board here. And just incredible person, incredible leader. And a lot has happened over the 8 years that I've known Mary. With Keystone, it's been just an incredible journey here. And to see what Mary and her team have been able to accomplish in that 8 years, just to name a few things, we had the integration of the programs and development after the Mary and Park merger, which was right after I started on the board here. You had the very extensive kind of community-informed the kind of plan that was put together in terms of what do we want to be, what we need to be in terms of serving the community. And of course, out of that came the capital campaign, which is fantastic news yesterday. That's great. But it's just, you've done a tremendous job. Trying to figure out how best to serve the community. So it's been an incredible ride, and I can tell you that there is no one that I would have had rather at the helm of Keystone than Mary over this past 8 years. You've just done, like I said, an incredible job. Your passion, your integrity, your heart, your humor. And when you need to, a little bit of grit, so that's good. But you really inspired, your team, you've inspired all of us to live the mission and value of Keystone each and every day. So with that, on behalf of the board of directors, I want to say thank you. Thank you for 23 years of Keystone. Thanks for even more years serving the community, and you're just an absolute inspiration. So thanks a lot, guys. We do have a few other people that are going to gush over Mary, so I want to get them up here. I'll start with Diane Good, who is our past chair for the board.
Hello, my name is Diane Good, and I'm the immediate past chair of the board of directors. And I, like Steve, joined the board of directors merger shortly after before the merger. So I came from West Side. I was on the board there as well, and then the merger. And I'm really proud to say that I was part of the team that hired Mary into the position she's now retiring from. Actually, I hired Mary twice, but it's a long story, and we'll talk to Greg Robertson. Right. But I'm here to sort of give the board perspective of what it's like to have Mary McKeown, and a perspective of her tenure here. And I don't know what to say, because she is an amazing leader. She is a great communicator, and as a board member, that's really important. She tells us what we need to know, doesn't bore us with all the details we don't need to know. She is smart, she's insightful, and she's incredibly patient with all of the dumb questions that board members have, including me, especially me. But I am especially amazed at her ability to roll with whatever life threw at us in the last 3+ crazy years. I mean, She did it, and she did it with grace and intelligence, and I'm sure she never showed us, but I'm sure there were a few tears in there because it has been a tough time. But we have been so lucky to have her with us and have her helping us find a way. And it's been said a bazillion times over the last 3 years. These are times that we've never seen before. It was the ability of Keystone to pivot and to change, to realize that what our community needed changed in a heartbeat. One day we're throwing exercise classes, the next day nobody can enter the building. So to be able to dance through that and recognize what it is the community does need when all of a sudden kids don't have school lunch and school breakfast, and the grocery stores are unsafe, and that it's hard to get through life. So Mary handled it all phenomenally, and in the middle of it all, we started a capital campaign. Who does that? And she guided us through that. And as I was telling someone earlier, it's been ups, it's been downs, it's sideways, it's backwards, it's inside out, and no matter what happened, the steady hand at the tiller kept us going where we were supposed to go. She helped the board navigate its job in making difficult decisions, sometimes risky decisions, sometimes not so risky. And she and her team have been so great in laying out the options for the board and telling us what we needed to know to move forward in a responsible way that would allow us to continue to serve our community and to serve it even better than in the past. So that astounded me. And in moving forward, she has set us up for success in the future. It's not just she got us through these years, she set things up so that we are going to be the best organization we can be for the people who depend on us. And a lot of people do depend on us, and in big ways and in small ways. But even though she's moving on, Keystone is going to be in very good hands. We have a great team in place. We have a new executive director coming on the 2nd of June at 5 p.m. sharp. No pause there. And it's going to be, I have the complete confidence that the future holds amazing things because Mary set us up for this. And we're never going to forget Mary. She got us through crazy times, and she's going to tell you the story about why yesterday was so important. And I'll leave it to her to do that and to make the appropriate things. So, thank you.
Just walked in the door in time because I want to be the one to announce this. Because Mary told me and told everyone she was not going to retire until the legislature passed legislation giving Keystone $2.6 million. Just in time for her retirement.
Thank you for passing that on. It's wonderful. All right, next up, please join me in welcoming Dave Rodriguez, who is the Executive Director of Mary Community.
Thank you, Steve. Sandy, you've always had impeccable timing. Mary, we deserve that kind of a send-off. I want to acknowledge, in case you didn't realize this, that Mary is not only a leader here in your close community, but in the sector and in the state. An example of that are the number of peers that are with us. I see them in the back there. there's others. So you know that Mary is held in very high regard. When I was asked to give a few remarks, I immediately said yes. Of course I said yes. I did that before I even looked at my calendar. You know, we might be just out to it. It doesn't matter, whatever it is, nothing could be more important than to be with Mary on this special day. And then I looked at my calendar. And I realized that I had a meeting planned with our board finance committee. We have a fiscal year that starts in July. And so it's important that we get this approved or recommended for approval at our board meeting. You know how boards can be, Mary. They just think they're so important. And nothing should come before that. Usually. But I said, no, I have to be here for Mary. And so your staff was very gracious in identifying a conference room nearby, and it was virtually there. Everything passed. It's not 2.6 million. Actually, supposed to be 5, but anyway. It all went well until the very end, when I had given somebody the ability to co-host, or co-manage, or co-pilot, or whatever it's called. And I said, okay, I'm going. Hope everything goes well. And I said, well, what could go wrong? Well, guess what? It did. And then all of a sudden I got a call saying, the meeting stopped, and I had to go, once I had to go back. So fortunately, you weren't starting exactly on time. So it all worked out well. I wouldn't have done that for very many other people, but for you, Mary, because you did special. So Mary, for those of you who don't know, is a 115-year-old multi-purpose social service nonprofit agency founded in the settlement house tradition. Some of that might sound familiar to those of you that know about, as you all do, Keystone. We're located on the east side of St. Paul. We also serve individuals and families, not only on the east side, but beyond in suburban Ramsey County and into, in fact, southwestern County. So there are a number of similarities between Merritt and Keystone, as you can imagine. I know firsthand some of the challenges and rewards with leading a multi-purpose social service agency. Most days are full of many more rewards than challenges, I would say. That's my perspective. You could ask other leaders here if they would agree with that. By the way, I'd be remiss in not acknowledging both Greg Wandersee and Eric Nyberg, who also are part of the journey that got the organization here. So it's a real honor to be here with Mary for 23 years. Is that what they said? We must have started when we were in elementary school or something. I don't know. That math is not that up. But I can tell you that Mary is not only somebody I consider a peer, a colleague, but also most importantly, a trusted friend. She's demonstrated her friendship to me many, many times, in many, many ways, probably more than she even realizes. She is someone I can call up at any time to vent. There are reasons to vent upon occasion, I think you'd agree, Mary. Never about yours, by the way. And also someone just to seek advice on a number of topics. She's valued for her leadership, which is exemplified by other leaders who are here with her today. And that doesn't just occur. It occurs because you do the hard work, because you have the passion, because you care. I hope to be available to Daryl as Mary has been available to me. We've already set up a time to have lunch. A little secret, anybody wants to meet with me, just say there's food, I'll show up. Sometimes being an executive director can be lonely. I couldn't really tell that by what you see with Mary. I can assure you there are moments where it can be lonely. However, it's less lonely when you have others you can call upon to help figure things out. And Mary, you're such a person. I wanted to conclude by saying, like Merritt and Keystone, there's a few similarities and a few differences between Mary and me. Some of them are pretty obvious, perhaps. First of all, Mary is, I believe this is true, a twin, a fraternal twin. So am I. She has a twin brother. I have a twin sister. I'm always amazed by when people find out they're a twin. Perhaps you had this experience, Mary, where someone will say, "Are you identical?" I gotta tell you, that's impossible. And I gotta tell you that my twin sister would say, "Yes, it is." I've never shared this with you, Mary, but before I even knew you were a twin, there was something about you that always reminded me of my sister. And that's a real compliment. Someday, perhaps you'll get a chance to meet her. I will say my twin sisters always tell me what to do, boss me around every part of that. I've been accused of being a workaholic, and I can tell you that, I don't know that I would use that term to describe Mary, but I can tell you, I know for a fact that she can be found working at very strange hours. Early mornings, late evenings, even into the weekends sometimes. Maybe it goes with the job, and maybe it's part of what one needs to do to be successful. And without a doubt, Mary, you are successful. I would also add that as I've gotten older, I'm less concerned about what others think about me and more concerned about getting things done. I can be direct at points if necessary, and I've observed Mary being very direct, which I've appreciated. Maybe it comes with age. Maybe it's a realization you just don't have as much time to get things done. And that certainly relates to me. One last thing we don't have in common, and I'll end with this, is that I'm a gambler. Mary really knows where I'm going to go with this story. I'm a gambler, and Mary, I don't think would call herself a gambler. At least she's not a gambler as it relates to pull tabs. What does that have to do with it? Well, by the way, I'll say if you're a nonprofit leader, you can speak to them there in the corner. If you're in nonprofit leadership, you're a gambler. You are a gambler, and we're so fortunate to have so many people like those in the room that bet on us. In any case, I'll never forget years ago, we were at a consortium gathering, Denise, I think you were there. I had suggested this place for a lot of reasons, not only because it was close to where I work, but also because they have pool tabs. It was around the holidays, and Mary happened to sit next to me, and Mary was wondering, what was I doing? And I said, I'm playing pool tabs. What is it? She actually said, what is that? And I said, well, this is a way to have a little fun and make a little money. She says, really, how does that work? And I said, well, here's how it works. We give so much money to get you pool tabs, you open them up, and you could win money. She says, how do you know if you won? Someone who's never played pool tabs. I said, you will know. Well, how will you know? So I opened it up and I said, well, here's how you know. And I showed it to her. She says, oh, what's that? I said, that's what I want. She says, no, it isn't. Yes, it is. Well, it was $1,000. And she was mystified. How could this be? I said, this is how it works. And so I was very happy to then pick up the cost for some drinks and some appetizers. I share this for several reasons, and then I'll end. And that is one of the rare times I actually knew something that Mary didn't know. It doesn't happen very often, at least that's not been my experience. I also share this because it's a fun memory, and Mary I always associate with fun. I also share this because it reminds me that I always feel like I'm a winner, and that I'm lucky whenever I'm fortunate enough to be here. That's awesome. So thank you, Mary, for all that you've done. I look forward to hearing about your wonderful plans in retirement. If you ever want to play pool tabs, I am someone who's available. Just let me know and I'll be there. You bring me luck, and I wish you good luck in this next exciting adventure you're beginning. So thank you.
Thank you, Dan. So next to the podium, someone who doesn't need a whole lot of introduction, but Jen Patel. For those of you that don't know Jen, she is
mentor, my friend. I know that I will truly never be able to articulate all of the things that I've learned from Mary. But I've simply never known Keystone without Mary working here. But so this kind of has led me to think about a phrase that we've been saying frequently over recent years, which is the Keystone way of doing things. So as I've been anticipating this leadership transition, I've been thinking more and more about this Keystone way and trying to recall, how do you learn it? What does it mean? And I know part of its magic is we can't really define it, but you know it when you feel it, and you know it when you can see it lived out. And I can firmly say there's not been a day I can see Mary lived out. So I've got a couple of things, maybe 5 little ways that I'm going to show you how Mary shows us the Keystone way. So first, you can't be all talk with no action. Mary has had many leadership roles throughout her career. She's an incredible visionary who leads with innovation and change for our community in mind. She's at tables with other decision makers and talks about big picture changes for our community. But through it all, you can tell Mary started running programs. She's a doer through and through. It's quite common to walk into Mary's office and see her making another to-do list. And if you've seen Mary's office, you know that there's several other to-do lists already on the desk to get done. But no matter the length of the list, Mary gets to work and she gets it done like nobody else that I've really ever met. Mary understands that every little task is part of making big things possible, which brings me to point number 2. Sometimes you have to sweat the small stuff. No job is too big or too small for Mary McKeown. It's truly impressive how she can transition really seamlessly from a conversation with a major donor to running an all-staff meeting to shoveling the front sidewalk all in the same day. Mary can speak in front of thousands of people at a community event, and she can work the register at the bike shop on a Saturday morning. And she can, she's the first person who will help throw away trash and pick up tables after an event at Keystone. So Mary shows us that she cares so much. Maybe a little too much some days, but she cares a lot. And I admire that attention to detail and how much she's really in it with all of us. I want to go on record, though, as saying that maybe we spent a little too much time trying to add in our community into one more communication paragraph. But I also know that I've learned that I will spend more time overthinking communications in honor of Mary. She inspires us with her humility and her engagement in everything at Keystone. Number 3, we accomplish big things and our best things when we do it together. Much like our current capital campaign, we have done many big things, often for the very first time during Mary's tenure at Keystone. She's not afraid to admit when we've never done something before. She manages to bring us all together around a big project that could otherwise feel overwhelming or scary, and instead, we, our staff, our volunteers, all of us in this room, our neighbors, know we need to rally. We know we feel inspired to admit what we don't know. We work together to figure it out, and we celebrate what's possible together. It kind of started from thinking it was a good idea to take a fundraising boot camp to 6 years later receiving more gifts in a single year to make big things happen at Keystone. This is how we know change can happen when we work together. So number 4, there's always time to let somebody know you care. Mary seems to have more time in a day than any other person. I've actually sometimes wondered if she has a time turner or some other magical way to squeeze more time and productivity out of a day than other humans. But more importantly, despite her ever-growing schedule and her many, many there's always time for and space for a meaningful conversation and time for a quick chit chat in the hallway. And it's showing us how she feels, and the space that she makes for us shows us how we want other people to feel when they're at Keystone. And what people feel at Keystone is authenticity and a real presence. So number 5, we take things seriously, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. Speaking of authenticity, we know who we are at Keystone. And a lot of times we're goofy and hokey and proud of it. It's who we are. We know that there's always more work to do and more tasks to accomplish, and we can make time for fun and silliness and playfulness too. When I think I can speak for many of us when I say these last years have been some of the most challenging professionally one can remember. But I will also know that these moments have brought out some of the biggest, loudest belly laughs I can also never forget. I know there is a sound of Mary's laughter that I will never forget when she realized we actually weren't stuck in an elevator at the end of our gala last year. It was a true laugh or cry moment, and we leaned hard into some laughter. So when you've been through the proverbial trenches with someone, as I have been with Mary, you can't help but learn who they really are. No matter if you met Mary a handful of times or you worked with her for a decade. When we invited you to share what Mary means to all of you, a theme emerged. You shared with us. And there's consistency in everything everyone shared. She truly is, as you all well know, as committed, courageous, compassionate, humble, and real as we all know her to be. So I'm going to close by borrowing the words of our predecessor, Mary's predecessor, Eric, when he said, "You're simply the best."
Mary, now it's the fun part, right? It's not a party without some gifts. So, when Mary announced that she was retiring, I was like, Mary, what are you going to do? And she's like, I'm just going to power down, I'm just going to sit on the front porch, and I'm just going to enjoy the day. I think you're going to do more than that, Mary. It might be the first day, but you're going to do more than that. You got a lot of hobbies. You got gardening, you got golfing, reading, cooking, and I hear you got gambling now as well. Got you a lot of cool tabs. There's a lot of fun things here on the table that you can go through later. We also have some friends from Minnesota United and Alliance. Well, come on up. We also have some great today.
Hey, I'm Julia Tamalo, and this is my colleague Laura Jurgens and Steve as well. We are from Alliance here in the Twin Cities, and I just want to say thank you and honor our wonderful partnership that started in 2018 when we called you up and said, hey, we have a crazy idea. What if we partnered together on our new stadium and helping to bring some attention to Keystone and Keystone's needs about food insecurity and how we might be able to support, and that has blossomed into an amazing partnership with our colleagues here at Minnesota United and at Alliance Field. I remember the day Mary called and said, hey, we really need to find a place to distribute food, and I was thinking Alliance Field would be great. And I said, I know some people. So, and that has turned into, and I let Nathan and my colleague Tierney as well from Minnesota United tell a little more of the details of what we've been able to do there. But it's turned into an amazing annual partnership that is a flagship program within the MLS in Major League Soccer, and really observed for me, with my colleagues at Allianz, we have 8 stadiums around the world, and it is viewed as like the flagship program that we do with the community. But most importantly, our partnership has been more than just raising money and raising, distributing food to our community. It's really been an incredible opportunity of friendship and development for Allianz and Keystone in a way that we can really help serve this Midway community. So we honor you and thank you. And there's a couple things that we have for you. I'll let you speak.
Thanks, Julia. Nathan Bix with Minnesota United. When we started Minnesota United back in 2017, we got together and developed our mission statement, and it's to inspire and unite our community through the world's game. And as much as we like to go out and try to win soccer games, it's also about using our platform to do good in our community. And we have a staff full of people that are really committed to that. And it's something that you can't do alone. You need great partners, both in the business community, as we have with Allianz, and in our neighborhood here with Mary and Keystone. It's been a pleasure to work with you and the rest of your team, who we're planning to continue to work with for a long time. We've been able to, as Julia mentioned, back in 2020, we started this series of food distribution events at Allianz Field. I remember the first one we did right at the height of COVID. We had traffic back up down the highway, and we're like, wow, using our voice to really get the word out, and we did a lot to refine the operation after that point, and they run smoothly now, and it's great to be able to one Friday every month during the summer feed our neighborhood over at Allianz Field. So, but Mary, we appreciate your partnership. But more than that, we appreciate you as a person, as a friend, and we also know you're a big soccer fan. So we have a little gift for you here. Relax and just enjoy the game, not having to work on it.
We also know 23 is the year, but also your number of years. So we're excited.
One more gift if you want to come up here. Take a look at the artwork that's here. So everyone has heard you have been absolutely instrumental in terms of doing some sort of transformative work in the community. So community has really been central to everything that you have done and continue to do. So with that, there is a mural here. So Jordan Taylor of Newer Communications has created a very special mural here for you. So within the new Community Food Center, there's going to be a number of murals that are there, and Jordan has put that together. So we pulled out certain pieces and put it in there, and especially for you, Mary. So hopefully you'll take a look and enjoy it. So thank you very much.
Where this is going. Wow. I am a little overwhelmed. Just so wonderful to see all of you here, and thank you so much for being here and helping celebrate my retirement from Keystone. It's kind of hard to believe it's here. We've been working on this for a while, and now all of a sudden it's here. But it's wonderful to have so many former colleagues here. Where are you? Co-workers, Keystone supporters, volunteers, friends, family. It means a lot to me that you took time out of your day and out of your schedules. My colleagues back there, I you are, to come here and celebrate with you. And there is so much to celebrate today. As Senator Pappas, is she here or did she take off? Okay. As she said, many of you have been on this journey with us to create a new food center to support our community, and the great news that she shared is that we learned last night that our big request to the Minnesota legislature was fully funded, and our food center project is going to move forward as planned. So we could not such a champion of our project and of our work. I was going through my pictures, trying to find a picture of, I was at a baby shower with my daughter Kristen, I was trying to find a picture of her, like, oh look, there's a picture of me with Sandy Pappas when I had brown hair. But she's just been a tremendous supporter of our work, and she did amazing work this session to make sure that we had a capital investment bill that was good for all of Minnesota. So I just really, truly appreciate her support. And then we were also supported by many of our friends at the City of St. Paul, and I don't think they're here with us anymore, but Council President Amy Brandemar, who's a longtime friend and a colleague, she and Councilmember Jalali were just huge supporters in helping us get a lot of support from the City of St. Paul. And then our Ramsey County Commissioners, Ortega and Mary McKeown, were also just huge champions of this project. And then all of you, all the people in this room, and our tremendous supporters in the foundation community, the business community, as well as all of our dedicated Keystone supporters, you're all helping make this dream come true. And it's a dream that we've had for a long time, long before I became president here. We were talking about this when we started working together again. We've known that our community needs a place like this. And I'm just so thankful for all of you and for our amazing team here at Keystone. They've worked tirelessly on this, and as mentioned many times, through a pandemic, we weren't expecting that. And it's been a lot. So I just really just want to say thank you and give you all a round of applause. And the fact that this good news landed just before the party just made this celebration even more joyous. I have just been alternating between doing happy dances and then just being like, did this really happen? Like I haven't seen it in the paper, maybe it didn't really happen. And so just really being so excited about this new food center and what it's going to mean to our community. The last time we did a project this big was when we built this building in 1950. And they were dealing with many of the same problems that we were dealing with wartime supply and demand issues, with the legislature that was challenging, with costs of construction going up, and they built this building in 1950, and here we are, still providing wonderful services out of this space. So I'm really excited about this, and I think one of the things I've learned through this campaign, and this is my first and last capital campaign, we're not doing another one, so don't call me. We're not doing another one. But the outpouring of support from all of the corners of our community for our capital campaign provided me with daily reminders about why I chose to spend my life's work in the nonprofit sector. So one of the quotes that I keep on my computer, because I have spent a lot of time on my computer, like most of you in Zoom meetings, is that, and I've had it with me for many years, and so I've had to rewrite it over the years, is that nobody cares what you know until they know you care. And in my role as president at Keystone, and at all my jobs over the past 41 years, I tried to keep that phrase as my mantra while I did my work in the community with everyone. And it didn't matter if my job was starting up the Meals on Wheels program at the West 7 Community Center way back in 1983 with my friend Barbara, coordinating huge holiday programs with my crew over there at Capital Community Services, offering darts, you and your aging parents, I didn't know what I was talking about back then, seminars for family caregivers, helping the Highland Friendship Club, make sure that there's wonderful opportunities for young adults with disabilities, or managing 2 mergers between the West Seventh Community Center in Keystone and Youth Express in Keystone. I have had the good fortune to spend every day of my career surrounded by people who care. And to paraphrase a quote by the Lorax, one of my favorite Dr. Seuss characters, we all know that unless we all care a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get better. It's not. So I want to thank all of you, especially my dad, who's been just a mentor to me, and my stepmom, who wasn't able to be here tonight, my brothers, who probably they all look a lot alike, my sisters that are here, my kids, my husband, our Keystone board members, our current members, our alumni, my co-workers, those past co-workers that are still here cheering me on, and our present co-workers, all my colleagues, all the people that have worked together for helping me find that perfect mix of caring a whole lot, of getting stuff done as we work together to make things better for our community. I'm excited to figure out how to keep this mantra going for the next 30 years. I'm going to live 30 more years. My dad is 94 years old. So are going to be by my side while I do that. I'm very excited about what's next for me. I'm also thrilled that the team here at Keystone, and led by my friend and amazing colleague, where are you? Adero. This team is going to continue to do this work, and they're going to do it by caring and making things better. And Adero and the team here are the perfect mix of people who care and get stuff done. And I'm so proud to have led this team for the last 7 years. I just cannot say enough about we wouldn't be here without all of them and all of us working together. So I just want to thank you for celebrating with me tonight. I am just